Hello and welcome to the channel, it's Irad, and in today's video I want to talk about the monthly report of the month of November and December of last year that we had last week, or perhaps I should say that we didn't have last week because quite frankly, apart from some vague news on progress made on upcoming ships, the announcement that the core components of the first version of Dynamic Weather being complete and the progress made of Vulcan, the rest of the report was more like a nothing burger rather than anything else, which is unfortunate because following the most exciting announcements and reveals made at CitizenCon, we would have hoped that CIG would have communicated more on just that. So in today's video, I'm going to make a list of upcoming features that I hope Cloud Imperium Games will keep us updated with throughout the course of the upcoming months. So the first feature that I wish CIG had given us an update on is the upcoming star system Nyx, which we know was in grey box phase by the time CitizenCon took place and looked already quite fleshed out. Of course, a full report was not expected for the monthly report, but perhaps a couple of lines telling us what they did with it, how far along is Greybox, or perhaps if we are now in final art. I would have liked to have an idea of what we'll be able to do in the Nyx system, how different it's going to be compared to the Pyro system, what opportunities will there be, or perhaps if some of the mission givers will be moving there, or if Reco Battaglia will return. They may not be in the monthly report, but these could be interesting topics for upcoming Inside Star Citizen, which hopefully is going to return sooner than later. Now, the next feature I wished CIG had given us an update on is crafting, which had an entire panel dedicated to at CitizenCon and is going to be a main feature of Star Citizen version 1.0. I do expect Cloud Imperium Games to update us on crafting this year. So far, the only thing we've seen were concept images. Have they started any assets dedicated to crafting? Have they started working on its economy? Are there any prototypes working? Crafting is obviously going to be a very big effort, and more importantly, Cloud Imperium Games are going to have to make it right, since a large part of the game economy will rely on it. I was also hoping to know more about their plans to completely revolutionize clothes and armor. As we saw during CitizenCon, we only had one line in the monthly report about 2 new armor sets that they are working on, including their variants, but that's basically going to be it. How far along is the upcoming new armor system that will include new classes such as Heavy, Pilot, Chief, or Commander, just to give a few examples? Are they going to use the same armor that we currently have in the game and repurpose them for the new system, or are they creating new armor for it and these are new sets that are part of their plans? Well, that we still don't know. Last but not least, there was nothing at all about base building. Base building was perhaps the most important or defining reveal of last year's CitizenCon. Base building is probably what will drive most players to play Star Citizen and is without a doubt going to be the most important money sink of the game, because of course players will want to have property and manage their property, having a purpose to earn money in games so that we can spend it in the way that is meaningful and important. And base building is going to play a significant role toward that direction, and surprisingly there was again not a single line about it in the monthly report. Now, it's not because it's not mentioned in the monthly report that they're not working on it. After all, last year, server meshing was not often mentioned in monthly reports, and yet here we are, we have Star Citizen FR 4.0 with server meshing, and it's working. However, I find it quite frustrating to have been this hyped at CitizenCon only to be left dry like that without any follow-up from CIG's communication channels, which, just like every January each year, has been pretty silent lately. I don't know if you realize it, guys, but this monthly report about last year's November and December was the first time CIG communicated to us this year, if we don't count the This Week in Star Citizen post, and yet nothing on some of the biggest, most anticipated features that the studio is supposed to work on for the eventual release of version 1.0 is mentioned in that monthly report. Now, I know that this year is supposed to be marking a push in playability, quality of life, making Star Citizen a more enjoyable experience, and clearly this is what this monthly report was about. There were plenty of info about what the developers have done to correct long-standing issues, which bring new solutions that are going to facilitate our in-game experience, and of course that is appreciated. The work on 4.0.1 is also much appreciated, and a lot of their work is also summarized in the monthly report, but that's also part of the problem. CIG's communication is centered on fact and progress that we are already aware of, because we can see that progress for ourselves, and this is where they're making a mistake, in my eyes at least, in terms of communication, especially since we're in the middle of a slow period, with hype being at a low point and sales of new ships like the Misc Fortune variants of the Hornet series imminent. I hope that CIG will crank it up in the next coming weeks and show us progress that we're all eager to see, rather than recaps of what we are already aware of. And so, that's it for this video. Don't forget that this month I'm giving away a Mirai Guardian. Just a few days left to get your name on the spinning wheel. How? Just subscribe and comment. 10 entries will be added, with Patreon and YouTube members getting automatic entry. Good luck to everyone out there. A big shout out to Dr. Frabin, Shadow Rise, Ducky2 Docker, and Zero Crusher. I have been Irad, and I will see you guys in the next one.